What's up, guys? In just a sec, we'll give you a full Game 3 reaction from myself and Harrison as the Mavs take a 3-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals. But just wanted to give you a quick update on Dereck Lively. The Mavericks went and took him for an MRI last night. The MRI was clean, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, but his status for Game 4 remains unclear. I would be surprised if Lively played in Game 4. With you're up 3-0 in the series, there's no need to risk further injury, especially with stuff like necks that kind of freak me out. But I would be surprised to see Dereck Lively. Dwight Powell probably gets some minutes, maybe some PJ Washington at small ball 5. But that's just a quick update on Dereck Lively from Adrian Wojnarowski, and now we're on to the rest of the video.
They scratched, they clawed, they battled, they won. The Dallas Mavericks take a 3-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals over the Minnesota Timberwolves. They win 116-107 in Game 3 at the American Airlines Center. We're going to put a wrap on this game, get you ready for Game 4. It is Dallas Mavericks Today, our post-game show. Harrison Graham and Jeffrey Cooperstein. We'll talk about why they won this game, a big injury note to discuss as well. But first, positive vibes only. Get the dubs in the chat. Eat a dub. Eat a dub. Jameis Winston style. Get the dubs in the chat because the Mavericks are one win away from the NBA Finals. All right. Let's get the negative stuff out of the way first, Coop. Dereck Lively on a fluky play. He's going for a rebound. Kind of trips.
Yep.
And Karl-Anthony Towns is going for an offensive rebound. Knees him in the head, inadvertent. There was nothing intentional.
Nothing malicious.
About it, but he left the game. I thought he was going to be diagnosed with a concussion, and maybe he will. Maybe tomorrow they're going to say he's in the concussion protocol, but they declared it a neck sprain. He was initially questionable to return.
Never came back out.
He was never back on the bench, so they rolled him out later on in the third quarter. That happened in the second quarter. Obviously, notable, Coop. That's why winning tonight was that much more important to get that 3-0 series cushion, but this is something to monitor moving forward, and if we get like a big update tomorrow, we'll have that covered as well.
Yeah, it's a huge loss, man. Dereck Lively, who could have figured that he would be so good this early in his career? He has been an absolute godsend for the Mavericks in this playoffs, and he's been one of the guys that has been one of the most reliable players on this team. On the defensive side, rim protecting and rebounding. On the offensive side, catching the lobs.
Out of the high post.
Good passer out of the pick and roll as well when they go 4-on-3. He has been so good for this team, and this is a massive, massive loss. I would be shocked if this is early. I'd be shocked if he played Game 4. I've never seen a neck sprain before, so I don't even know what the injury is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing there's, I don't know what the word is, degrees to that. I mean, the fact that he was questionable initially, I was like, there's no way he comes back tonight. We'll see for Game 4. I tend to agree with Coop. I'm guessing they take a cautious approach. Now, if he's cleared, you'd like to just get this series done, and then he and Luka and other guys can rest up. And
ideally, this is a perfect world. Maybe get Maxi Kleber back for Game 4.
Maybe.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's likely by any means, but you hope you get somebody's back because we saw Dwight Powell in this game in the first meaningful action he's played in the postseason, and let me just say, it ain't it.
Yeah, I mean, you survive those stretches, but
he can't play.
I think for a full 48-minute game, the Mavs went small for a couple minutes in the fourth.
You might have to do it again.
I think if you get to a Game 4, I think Powell will play some, but I think they're going to try that small ball unit for longer stretches potentially because Dwight just gives you no rim protection. He had not one nice rebound, but he missed 2 layups. I mean, it's just guy hadn't played in 2 months.
Dwight,
for good reason. He's not any good anymore.
The longest tenured Maverick since December of 2014. He's been with this team 10 years, so we love him for that. But
he's a great teammate.
Don't need him playing in the postseason.
No, absolutely not.
Need this guy playing in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the 2 stars first. I mean, Luka Doncic, big again, 33 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 50% from the field. Had the 3-point shot rolling as well tonight.
He cooked them again.
He's been great, man. He's been great. He set the tone. You know, it was interesting tonight, Coop. I thought Luka in the first and third quarters was easily the best player on the floor.
Yep.
And then Kyrie in the second and fourth kind of did his thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of the perfect blend. Irving, he gives you 33 as well, 14 in the first half, 19 in the second. 3 boards, 4 assists, 12 for 20. So your 2 stars go 22 of 40 for 66 points. I mean, They absolutely cooked once again. Anthony Edwards had a better game tonight, but he was still a distant third out of the top 3 stars in this series.
And you kind of mentioned this. It felt like this was the first game in the postseason, frankly, that you had both stars that were absolutely cooking. I know they've had a couple of games where they've had over 60 points combined.
To this level, yes.
But this is the first time where you've really had both of them going at the same time. And yeah, if they're going to take turns, Kyrie second and fourth, Luka first and third, I'm more than okay with that, man. And it's a recipe for success if these guys are going off.
And look, this was a night you kind of needed them both to play big because, we'll talk about Daniel Gafford in a minute, but he wasn't scoring much, even though he played more minutes. You got good contributions from Washington and Jones, but with Lively going down, you needed your 2 guards to be what they are, and that's superstars, and that was big. Hit the subscribe button. We're continuing to grow. We'd love to get to 30,000 subs as soon as possible.
1 game away from the NBA Finals.
If that doesn't get you fired
up. It is
up,
unbelievable.
We're live for every single game. Sub for Mavs Dubs. Let's get it done. Derrick Jones hit 3 threes all in the first half. Continues to play good defense on Anthony Edwards. I know Ant got him a few times tonight, but I mean, again, we've said all the superlatives, but what he's just meant to this team in this run, you can't understate it.
He's been unbelievable. And when I saw the stat line, I was kind of surprised. I don't even remember him scoring 11 points. I know he hit a couple threes.
3 threes early.
Yeah. Him and P.J. Washington as well. Washington ended up with 16 and 8.
Quietly 16 and 8. He, by the way, he hit the biggest shot of the game in my opinion.
100%. The corner 3 out of the timeout.
104 all. I think at that point, if you were a betting man, you would have given the Wolves a slight edge because they were down 8 at halftime. They were kind of chipping away. They had taken a lead a little bit earlier. Ant had gotten going a little bit. He hits a massive 3 out of the corner, which it just seems like even when he's not having the best shooting night,
he finds a way.
He just hits a big shot in all these tight games. Like, I'd have to go back and chart it, but I feel like in the final 3 to 5 minutes, he typically is good for 1 huge basket.
Where this team would be without Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington is not a thought that I want to have, and it's a thought I don't have to have.
It is the biggest trade deadline in Mavericks history. I don't think. Who are you going to. I mean, a lot of the moves they've made at the deadline have backfired historically. I mean, both these guys have been absolutely massive. We'll talk Gafford on the other side, but first, let's talk about PrizePicks. Coop and I cashed in tonight. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100. Daily fantasy made easy. The way it works is simple. You pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less on the stat projections, and if you hit, you win. And tonight was a good example of why PrizePicks is awesome because they offer injury insurance. So if you have a player go down in the first half of a game and not return, they're going to say, hey, that's not your fault. Dereck Lively erased from this entry, so it turns from a 3-player to a 2-player entry. Anthony Edwards took more than 21 shots. Luka Doncic scored 33 points, so that hit as well. 10 to win 30, we cashed in.
We know ball.
Couple of drinks tonight. Thank you very much. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. Link is in the comments and in the description. Click and download today. Create an account in less than 90 seconds. Fire off your first entry in less than 60 seconds. Go ahead and make it happen. Okay, so the Mavericks win 116-107. Josh Green, pretty quiet. Hit a big 3, though, I think in the second quarter. I think there was a time Minnesota.
Yeah, it was in the second quarter from the top of the key.
He hit a nice 3 on the kind of the left wing, between the wing and the top of the key. So that was nice. It was kind of a quiet bench night. I mean, he had 3 points. Jaden Hardy had a decent game, 7 points, couple of rebounds. Dereck Lively, before he went down, was playing well. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Only played 9 minutes. Dante Exum just 1 minute. Kind of weird that he played 1 minute.
Something that was notable. Tim Hardaway.
DNP. Yeah, I should mention that. Tim Hardaway didn't play tonight. I feel like he will play the next game. I know it's different positions, but if Lively's out,
you just got to find the minutes.
Just from a rotation standpoint, I bet he plays. But
these aren't right.
We'll have to wait and see on that front. I think they are. He's 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Here we go. Daniel Gafford. We had to fix a graphic here.
We're good.
Look, for 43, 44 minutes of this game,
it was the worst game he played in the playoffs.
29 minutes tonight. He didn't play good, and it was disappointing for a lot of the game because it's like, dude, Lively's out. You've been great most of these playoffs, but this is the time you actually do really need to play well.
100%.
But there was a timeout with 4 minutes left. They took a timeout in between Naz Reid's free throws.
Yep.
And I looked at you, Coop, and I said, if Daniel Gafford's going to have to leave his mark in this game in the final 4 minutes, and if he does, who cares what happened before that? That's exactly what he did.
Don't care what happened in the first 44 minutes of the game.
Had a massive block, and then finished an and one alley-oop to basically ice the game.
Yes, he did.
When it mattered most, Daniel Gafford was a big reason why you won this game. That's how you fight through adversity.
He brought the energy in the final 4 minutes of the game. And frankly, I don't care what he did in the first 44 minutes now.
There's a reason you won late, man.
Yeah, he was absolutely huge in those minutes, and you're going to need him again in Game 4. I hope he's ready to play some heavy minutes in Game 4 as well.
I mean, 29 tonight, I would expect 30-plus if Lively's out.
And with big guys like that, once you get north of that 30-minute range, you really don't want that, but I think he's going to have to, right? Given what's transpired.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors. What's the flow of the game? How's it? How are the Mavs playing when he's out of the game? I mean, do you give Markieff a look if you didn't like how Powell played tonight? It's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously, I'm not ruling Lively out, but I would be surprised if he played.
I think what needs to happen in Game 4. The Mavs need to come out and just punch Minnesota in the mouth and
bury this. And
bury him early.
Hope they fold.
Yep, hope they fold and they don't recover, because I think that's how you can try to manipulate the rotation the way you want to, and you can dictate the game. Just bury these fuckers, man. You are one game away from the NBA Finals.
It's why winning tonight was so big, too, because, look, you want to come out hard and win Game 4 and put them away, but, if you're up 2-1 here and you don't know if Lively's going to play,
you're nervous.
If you're Minnesota, you're licking your chops.
You smelling blood.
Now, if you're Minnesota, sure, you might think, okay, we can at least get this back to Minnesota if we win Game 4, but, it would be a historic, they know the history. There's never been a team to come back from 3-0 down. So.
I will not declare it over.
No, I'm not declaring it over. I'm just saying that winning tonight was nothing.
It was
massive.
100%. I mean, I keep saying it. I know I'm a broken record. You are one win away from the NBA Finals.
Speaking of which, will the Mavericks sweep? Yes or no? Y for yes, N for no. Let us know in the comments. I need to sleep on it. We're filming this Sunday night. If you're watching Monday, maybe I've got a clearer answer by then. I want to see if Lively's going to play. It's not going to be an easy Game 4. Typically, you're up 3-0 at home looking for a sweep. You love your chances. I think it's a 50-50 type of game.
I said, I think this is going to be the hardest game of the series. It will be the hardest one that the Mavericks have to win. But you have me mistook if you think I'm picking against this team to lose.
No, I mean, they just proved to us that they can fight through adversity. And look, if it's close late, you like their chances.
Yep.
They're typically good in those situations.
Like I said, last 5 minutes of the game, this team is so comfortable in those situations. They fully believe they are going to win ball games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I'm Harrison Graham. Coop will be in the building.
Come say hi.
For Game 4. If you're there, go check him out. DM him on Twitter. Say, yo, I'm in the building. I'll be back live here for Game 4. Patrick Seatman will join me in the producer chair. Should be a lot of fun. Sub for Mavs Dubs.
Let's go.
We will see you on Tuesday night.